Hi folks, HR Funk here. At their unveiling event back in May, the official illumination sponsor of the channel, Olight, announced several new and upgraded products. One of them was the Odin S WML. This is an upgraded version of a product they have had for some time, and in this video I'm going to give you a close-up look at the Odin S. I'll tell you about its features and its functions, and you can see if you think it might be something that would meet your illumination needs. So here we go. Here's our first up-close look at the Odin S. In general terms, this light has an overall length of just over 5 inches, 5.02 inches according to Olight. The diameter is 1.14 inches, and the weight comes in at just under 7 ounces. I believe it's 6.81 ounces, again as rated by Olight. The flashlight is constructed from what Olight calls aerospace-grade aluminum alloy. It has an IPX waterproof rating of IPX8, which is very high, so there should be no problem if you get caught out in the rain or if this thing gets accidentally or intentionally submerged or anything like that. The waterproof rating is very, very high. It also has a shockproof or drop rating that it should not be affected by drops for up to 1.5 meters, and if I know Olight, you can probably drop it from a whole lot higher than that and it's still not going to be bothered by it. The finish that you see here is hard coat type 3 anodizing, so again there should not be a lot of problems from abrasions, scuffs, scratches, and things like this. It should be a very durable light. There are two different versions of the Odin S, and the difference between the versions has to do with the way in which they attach to the rifle. In this case, this is the M-LOK version, and the M-LOK attachment that you see right here is separate from the light itself. In fact, both flashlights are exactly the same. The only difference is this attachment piece. Once this attachment piece is secured, the light then locks down to this to make a very secure connection between the light and the rifle. The other version has a standard 1913 rail mount, and otherwise the flashlight attaches to this piece and locks in place exactly the same. For the M-LOK version, there are two different colors available. There is the black version that you see here, and also one that comes in desert sand. The 1913 rail version only comes in the black as far as I can determine by looking at the Olight website. These lights have two brightness settings. There is a low setting and a high brightness. There's also a constant on or a momentary on, depending upon how you want to use it. There's also a strobe setting, and by double clicking the tail cap as I did just there, you can start the strobe, and then one click stops it. One of the things Olight emphasized about the Odin S when it was unveiled back in May is its dual power source capability. This light can operate on two different power sources, one of which is the rechargeable battery that is installed in the light right now. This is also the battery that is shipped inside the Odin S. But if that should run down and you don't have the ability to recharge it, or if for some reason you just want to use replaceable batteries, you can also use standard CR123A batteries. And if I can get this turned over so it actually says 123A in a manner that you can see it. Now, if you're using these batteries, you do have to use the included adapter. And let me change the focus so hopefully you can see that a little bit better. This does come in the box with the Odin S, so you could actually keep this with you, and if you'd be caught out somewhere that you've been using the light for a long time and the internal charge runs down and you don't have the ability to recharge it at that moment, you could swap out the internal rechargeable battery for the CR123s. Obviously keep those in a pocket, or you might even be able to store it inside of a grip compartment on your rifle or what have you. So that makes it very convenient. You can use this light with either one of these two power sources. Now there's a slight difference in the performance of the light depending upon which battery is used. If you're using the internal rechargeable battery, I say internal, but both the CR123s and the rechargeable battery are inside the light when you're using that power source. If you have the rechargeable battery fully charged and you use it on the brightest setting, it's going to operate at 1500 lumens for a period of about 3.5 minutes. Then it steps down to 43% of that, which is about 650 lumens, and it runs at that rate for about another 110 minutes. Then it steps down to 20% of the 1500, which is 300 lumens, and it will operate at that level for another 18 minutes. If you're using it on the low setting with the rechargeable battery, then it lasts, again, assuming it's fully charged, it will last for 5 hours and 10 minutes on the low brightness setting. If, however, you're using the CR123 batteries, the max output of this light is 1000 lumens rather than the 1500 lumens that you get with the rechargeable battery. Operating on the high setting, it will go for 10 minutes at the 1000 lumen setting. Then it steps down to 55% of that, or 550 lumens, for another 45 minutes. Then it steps down to 30% of the original 1000 lumens, which of course is 300 lumens, and it will run there for another 26 minutes. With the CR123 batteries on the low brightness setting, the light operates at 300 lumens, and that will last for 3 hours. Now, as I just demonstrated, to operate the Odin S, you can simply depress the rear of the tail cap and it will do all of the things that I just showed you. Or you can use the included pressure switch, which I'll show you momentarily, which has a cap that attaches in a rather ingenious way. It attaches magnetically like that, as you see, and then a push and turn will lock it in place. So it won't come off unless you pull and turn it counterclockwise, and then it comes back off. So very nice. I like that a lot. Let me spin this around and I'll show you the pressure switch. Here is that pressure switch, and this is included with the Odin S. This is not a separate purchase. And by using it, you can do all the things that I've shown you to this point. This is the low button for the lower brightness setting. The larger section here is the high setting. You can also double click it for that strobe effect. This is nice because you can position this wherever you want to, and what I've done is just put a small section of M-LOK rail on here, and this pressure switch just snaps onto that and it stays very securely. So you can position your light where you want it on the rifle and then put the switch wherever you might need it. The only thing about this that I wish was different is I wish it was a little bit smaller, because it does take up a lot of room there. I would rather have something a little bit smaller that I could position maybe a little bit differently, but that's a small complaint, but it is something I noticed with regard to the pressure switch. As I mentioned earlier, however, if the pressure switch is obtrusive or you just don't have room for it on your rail, it is entirely possible to just remove the cap, and you could remove the pressure switch, obviously, and then just operate the flashlight with your thumb as necessary as you're maintaining a shooting grip on the fore end of your rifle. In addition to the pressure switch and the adapter for the CR123A batteries that I've already shown you, the Odin S comes with a magnetic recharger for the rechargeable battery. It also comes with some zip ties in case you need to secure down this cord from the pressure switch. It comes with 2 hex wrenches for attaching the flashlight to your rifle. And it also comes with a couple of extra M-LOK nuts and screws that you see right there. So all that with your Odin S. The Odin S is covered by Olight's lifetime warranty, and it sells on the Olight store for about 150 bucks. So if you're looking for a good WML that won't break the bank, take a look at the Odin S and see what you think of it. It might just be the one for you. In any case, that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, as always, make sure you forward those to me. Remember, if you purchase anything from Optics Planet or House of Pain Armament, House of Pain Munitions, take a look in the info section of this video. There might just be something there to help you out. And don't forget the Target sponsor, folks. Take a look at Targets online and see if they have anything that's going to meet your target needs. See you next time. And until then, good shooting. Bye-bye.